Hey there, folks. It's Andrew here with Canadian Musician, and we're here at CMW 2014 in a stairwell in some corner of the downtown Toronto Marriott. Joined by half of BESTiE, pop, surf, punk, indie, cool little mix, BC based. And on that note, introduce yourselves. Let us know what you do in the band.
Hi, I'm Tristan. I sing.
I'm Rob. I play the bass.
British Columbia Peak Performance Project is something that we talk about a lot, like in the magazine. It's just a really cool industry opportunity. It's old news now, but still worth mentioning. These guys were a runner-up of the 2013 edition. I'm curious, now that it's been like 6 months or so since the termination of that, or maybe a bit longer, but I'm wondering, have you seen any opportunities, any fallout kind of over the last little bit that have been a product of that you've been able to capitalize on?
Oh, huge. We had 2 songs out before this. We were like a brand new band in January of that year, and now we're in Toronto and we have an album and we're talking to you, and it's been great. It was huge for exposure. I think it's an amazing program that like maybe the best of its kind in the world. I think just to have that sort of instruction and just to be with all those artists and those musicians all together in one place was just an amazing experience that we're blessed to have been a part of.
Tell us, because it's an intensive, it's not just like the competition. I mean, there's performance coaching and songwriting, boot camp, I guess it is. I'm just curious, what stands out for you as being some of the highlights of that experience that you've taken with you that have helped you guys grow, whether it's as musicians and performers or even on the business side of things?
It's immense, the knowledge you get, especially at the boot camp. I bet everything that we learned we've taken with us to some extent. Like, they give you a really intensive rundown of how the industry works and how to market yourself, I guess, and like make being a professional musician a viable option. They give you, like, they pull the curtain away from what's going on in the music industry, and the tools they give you are like so valuable. Like, how to navigate this very wishy-washy industry at times, and it's very vague sometimes. It's like it couldn't have been a better experience, and it propelled us quite a distance.
You mentioned being fairly new to the scene, and it is impressive. I mean, that trajectory you guys are riding right now. Tell me about when you first came together. Was it a matter of like 4 guys were into the same music, let's see what happens, or was it kind of get together and then kind of find out where things were going to go from there?
Well, actually, I was working as a DJ, and there's a lot of venues in Vancouver that were closing, and no places for like emerging bands to play. And so it started a new night called No More Strangers, with like DJs and bands in like one of the biggest dive bars in Vancouver, Funky Winker Beans. And we ended up having bands like Local Natives and Diamond Rings play there. But it was on the first one that I had their band, and then another band that our drummer Daniel was in, and that was kind of where we first met.
Andrew, our guitar player, and myself have played music together for like 6 or 7 years now. So, and we knew Tristan before that as well. And it kind of just the serendipitous moment a couple of years ago where we were all in between projects or like had time, and it was very casual start. Like, just decided to start playing music together, and then it kind of snowballed into where we are now. Yeah.
So is it fair to say then that your experience is like you've already been part of the industry for a while, so it's not like you were starting from the ground up with BESTiE, you were able to kind of take some of that previous time that you logged and just kind of hit the gas pedal a little harder?
Oh, completely. Like, I was out of a previous band, and just you learn from each project, like what you did wrong. And so for this project, I feel like we were able to really like manage ourselves and put our music out in an effective manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were talking about that, I was talking about the mix. The fact that Yoko was in the project the same year you guys were, I like, because I was familiar with those guys, and it was actually because they were part of it that I mean, we do stuff with the magazine as well, but I think you guys share some similarities, or at least it's what draws me to it. I mean, it's the arrangements are simple, like in the instrumentation, but what each of those components is doing kind of adds to the whole and makes something that's really rich, despite being, you know, not overly produced or anything like that. It's still raw, but complex at the same time. Yeah, individually, like what not scenes but genres do you guys each come from that you know, contributes to that, because it's pretty eclectic?
I think like Rob really likes like indie rock. Andrew, our guitar player, he's into like African music and African guitarists, as well as like really early reggae music, and he's like a library on that sort of music. It's amazing. I myself, I love all kinds of music, like hip hop and pop stuff, like unmentionable stuff like Justin Bieber and Katy Perry, as well as like all sorts of stuff. And then Daniel, our drummer, he's actually from Colombia, and his grandfather is one of the great cumbia players, and so he has a sort of Latin flavor that he kind of adds to the band as well.
I think too, like we're all huge music fans, and I wouldn't necessarily want to pigeonhole each of us into a certain genre, because we all listen to like a very broad spectrum of music, and that plays into how we write songs, in that like someone might come from like Andrew might have a reggae-ish riff or an African-styled guitar riff, but our ability, like, we can blend because we all appreciate that, you know what I mean? There's no necessary clashing of genres. It's all like we all appreciate all music, and it comes through in how we play together.
We love the idea of just flirting with different genres and just different vibes. It's exciting for us.
What's keeping you guys busy right now? I mean, we're here at CMW, but yeah, the next like month or so, what's happening in your world?
Well, we're in the middle of our first like cross Canada tour right now, which has been great. This is our first time out in Toronto. We just released a video for a song, Foolish Hearts, and we have another video coming out for our song, Sriracha, that we shot in Colombia, so we're really excited on that. Other than that, we just have some festival dates, and we're already starting to work on the next album, which we want to release in the next year, ideally, if all goes right.
Do you have a home in mind for it, as far as imprint label, self-released, anything in the works?
Well, we'll see, maybe. I think the next few months will dictate how that album is released, when it's finished.
Yeah, with our current album, it was completely self-released because we had the ability to do it for this album, but ideally we'd love to have a label come on board if the fit is right, and we'll take it from there.
Make that a call to action. Tristan and Rob, BESTiE is the band. Yeah, keep an eye on the site. What's the website people can go to? I think it's BESTiE or 2 B's?
BESTiE.com, 3 B's.
Yeah. Okay, actually, yeah, one more. Googleability of that band name. How's it going so far? Like, you guys do come up near the top, but I mean, on YouTube, you throw in BESTiE, and it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of slang people putting in.
Try BESTiE Band if you're...
I'm actually impressed that we come up as high as we do on the rank there.
It's not bad.
So, but...
right below the K-pop and above the sausage place.
Yeah.
No, I ask only because I'm sure next time we catch up with you, whether it's, well, who knows when, but it's going to crawl to the top for sure. Yeah, you guys are nailing it. Again, Peak Performance Project W. Check out the stuff, check out the site for the tour dates, and appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.